Hey guys, so we're doing a room build today instead of a full build because I had an idea for a kitchen and nothing else. And I never remember that I can just build rooms and just like upload rooms. I was actually watching a little Simsy video and she was doing an apartment and she was like, yeah, I have to delete walls in certain places to make it all one room so that I can upload it to the gallery as a room. And I was like, oh, that's right. You can do that thing. And I got really excited and built a kitchen at midnight. So here's the midnight kitchen. It's a farmhouse build, unsurprising. That seems to be my thing. I never noticed it until I started recording builds, but I really do like kitschy farmhouse rooms and kitschy farmhouses as total builds. Anyways, this is just a kitchen. Funnily enough, this kitchen, like this part that we're aimed at now, which means nothing to you because it's an empty room, very vivid in my head. I distinctly remember this. From where? I have no idea. It's like one of those memories that has no context whatsoever, but I'm sure I had to have been in this kitchen as like a small child or something. Turned out okay in The Sims, really pretty in my head. I don't know. Anyways, I struggled with this island too, which is dumb. I don't know why. It's not like I don't build in The Sims enough, but I struggled real hard. This kitchen is playable, with the exception of I realized this is my third time recording this voiceover. I realized with the first voiceover that I didn't explicitly check the fridge, so I will do that as soon as we're done here. If not, the only thing that'll change is that the shelf will pop up just a little bit, but I think it's fine because I've done similar things before, so I'm sure it's fine. But yeah, everything else works. The tea corner, which you'll see later on in the dining room portion, works, so... And like the upper cabinets, like I sunk lights into them, but like they aren't playable objects, and the lights the Sims don't explicitly interact with, so it doesn't matter too much. This kitchen kind of goes back and forth a few times. Also, I almost forgot a sink, which seems real dumb. I don't know how I almost forgot a sink, but the sink doesn't come until near the end of the build. That's one thing. I do wish there was more copper in this build. Like there's the copper vent hood, that's the word. And I know there's appliances with more copper. I don't know why I didn't use them, and I know there's a sink with copper and I didn't use that one either. I'm not really sure why, but looking at this now I kind of wish there was more copper. In real life, copper is one of those things I think is going to date really hard eventually. Kind of like brass did in the 90s. Like I remember my parents had like quite a few different like brass fittings and stuff, and like the doorknobs were brass. And now that just screams of like, oh yes, thank you for the late 90s, we thought we were so cool. But hey, whatever. But yeah, I think copper is gonna do that too. I think probably in a decade or so we're all gonna be like, oh, good, copper. Yeah, definitely late, what, 2010s? I don't know. This annoyed me, right? Because it looks like it's slotting. It's not. I don't know why. I fought with this, like I cut, there's one of the cuts. I cut so much of that out because I finally sunk a shelf in it, which I might not need, but I couldn't get to the slot for anything, and I just wanted to put like basically just a flower there is all I wanted. These built-ins turned out really cool. They go through a couple iterations. The tea cozy will go tea cozy, tea corner. I'm tired. It's fine. This is the third time recording this voiceover. I now have no idea what I've said that actually is gonna make it into the recording and what isn't. But yeah, that's functional. You can make tea over there. And then I just kind of clutter up the other space so that Sims can't cook there and hopefully don't leave food there, but I'll be honest, it's kind of a food catcher. In gameplay, yeah, but I wanted like an open dining space. It's probably not going to be like your formal dining space, but you know, like breakfast nook, but it's kind of too big to be a breakfast nook. It's cute either way. I can see cookies being made there. That was really narcissistic, but like I think it's cute. This rug, in the pattern that I picked, well, this rug in general, I don't remember seeing before, which is very weird. But as I was like scrolling through swatches, I was like, I have vague memories of some of these. I don't know why I've never seen that swatch before. It's really cute, and it's like very my style. So I put the rooster in because, so my grandma's kitchen was done all in roosters. And in fact, I have a couple of her roosters in my kitchen now. And my mom's kitchen was done all in cows, and I have a couple of her cows now. And so I keep joking that I should pick like pigs or like horses and do another farm animal, and then my daughter can pick a different farm animal, and by the time I have grandkids, like we're just gonna have the whole menagerie, like old MacDonald in the kitchen. But long story short, I put the rooster there kind of in honor of my grandma. I think chickens are cute in kitchens, and I love those like fruit labels, question mark. They have an official name. Those are really cute. We used to have some in real life. They really do look cute on a wall. and I like them a lot in The Sims. I think we actually have like fruit bins, like the whole bin, not just the front too, as an item. I feel like I've seen that. I'd have to look again. I'm really terrible at remembering what we have. That's why I scroll through so many times and just like dump things in the room. I'm like, oh, that's pretty. I want to use that. Dump it in the middle of the room for later. Yeah, and then lots of mason jars because of course it's a country kitchen. You need mason jars. And that big wreath that has decided to make an appearance in the last like 3 of my builds, I think. Well, I say that I don't know what order these are going up in, so maybe not for you, but I've used it a lot. Pet friendly, which is great because I imagine Basset Hound lives here and just wants to curl up by the table while you cook and then occasionally get called in for scraps, right? None of my dogs can have scraps, which is kind of sad, but they all have food allergies. But that's okay because I mean they get enough spoils as it is. I wanted to put that candle and it just didn't work. And then I think those are a holiday candle, but they didn't look super holiday-y, so they got stuck there. Yeah, and then I was trying to figure out how to break this up because you know what would be really cool? This won't ever happen, but it'd be super cool if the Sims team made like somewhat transparent backsplashes. Like the one I picked, like if they just took the green and made it transparent so you could lay it over other wallpapers. I know that's not how it works, but that'd be so cool because it'd be nice to have like that tile, but then have it be the yellow and then I wouldn't need the column thingy. I mean, it was okay because I got to introduce green into the build a little bit more and it made sense, but like it would be cool if we could do backsplashes. So yeah, and then I wanted to put more storage in, not that it really matters because Sims have like this ever-present inventory, household inventory, and then personal Sim inventory space. But I always like how it looks when there's lots of storage. Like I always try to imagine like all the cookie cutters and the pots and pans and the formal china that goes into a house like this. So see, and the Basset Hound, this imaginary Basset Hound, could lay in front of the fire. There you go, it all makes sense. So, yeah, and then, like, that mantle is ridiculous. Nothing fits on that mantle. Like, I briefly debated sunscreen just so something was on the mantle. Yep, and then wiggled the island a little bit. I think we're getting close to screenshots. Oh, I do fuss with this a little bit. The colors are, like, almost right. Almost right on that fireplace. Yeah, here we go, screenshots. So, just this really, like, soft country kitchen. I think it could go in a lot of houses. You could put it in like your suburban with your family, or it could go on a llama farm or something like that. Like it's definitely got a style, but it could very easily be dressed up or down, and I like it a lot. And if the gallery ever participates, you can play with it if you want, which is very exciting. Alright guys, I will hopefully talk to you soon. This is the 3rd time recording this, so we'll see, but I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and I'll talk to you all soon.